Good morning, Shining Ones. Meg is here on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we are Zoroastrians. We are the Magi. Welcome. So excited. We are in Zarathustra's Song 14 today. Real quick, if you're enjoying going through these gathas and you want me to keep doing this, hit that like button, go to the comments and let me know. So, Song 14. The title is Removing Obstructions. Do you ever feel like you can't move ahead, like people or things are stopping you? And you know, that feels very real, doesn't it? But I'll tell you what's probably stopping you, most likely, it is yourself. And it's the frequency and the energy that we invoke and summon. My friends, and once you see this, you're going to see how simple it is. Verse 1 says, and I love, this is Zarathustra right here. He always starts it with now, right? He's always ready to go right now. I love that. Very first word, now. He says, Ahura Mazda, come to me through Vohu Menu, through that God mind, through that divine spark. Come now. I need you now. Verse 2, here he's talking about just the wrong people. They seem to be flourishing, right? The evil people seem to be ruling the world, and they're stopping Asha being actualized with their evil doctrine. Zarathustra says the wrongful doctrine certainly prevents one from living in Asha. What is Asha? It's heaven on earth. It's the real, it's the truth, it's the perfect creator's perfect idea. The only thing that could come from his perfect mind and the energy that is the Zoroastrian God that is all good. And it's bliss and it's kind and it's protection and it's provision and it's wholeness and it's health. My friends, but wrongful doctrine, Zarathustra calls it the wrong song, right? These are Zarathustra's songs. And as we hold these songs, these frequencies, this original word, my friends, we create it. And if you're holding the wrong word because you've listened to the wrong doctrine, my friends, that's just what you're going to create. And you know, I'm sure you've seen this by now. There's not some guy in the sky that you can convince to help you. Right? Because if there was some compassionate guy just sitting up there watching it all unfold, he would never let the little puppy dog wander out into the street and get smashed and run over. Right? There'd never be a children in a building on fire screaming for God to come, help, save me, it hurts. And no one comes, my friends, because there's no guy in the sky watching this unfold. There is only the force, my friends, of the all-good spirit, and we can tap into it, and we can invoke it, and we can do it now, if you will do it. My friends, but here's what's happened. The world, the collective conscious, has invoked the false gods, the gods that get angry, jealous, hate, war, kill men, women, and children, just want the spoils. My friends, that's the God that man has created, and you live under that God. My friends, so enjoy it, suffer, or stop singing the wrong song. You go back to the original song, Asha 13, we're memorizing it right now. How many of you have already memorized it? Or it ain't worth it to you until your life is falling apart. My friends, the original word, all good comes from the Creator, no evil. Take that spirit, restore God's name back to the original. My friends, watch the magic happen in your life. You know, I've shared this story because it's powerful. You can go outside of time and space. My friends, you know, I told you the story of my son. My ex-wife, they had a steep driveway. He loved taking his bike, his little scooter, down that driveway and shooting out into the street. And one day, I was in that place between awake and asleep and good spirit. He told me. He said, actually, first he took me. So this is what's awesome. He took me from where I was at my home, and he took me to the bottom of that driveway. And he told me, put up a shield of faith. I didn't know what a shield of faith was. I was picturing like when I was in Sunday school and it showed that a soldier, right, with a shield on his arm. The Spirit showed me. No, it was like a force field. separating the street from the driveway. Then he gave me the words to speak. That spirit language started bubbling out of me and just took over, my friends. And I saw this separation from the street and the driveway. Later that morning, my friend, my ex-wife called me. She said, "You'll never believe what happened this morning." My son was headed down like he always does on his scooter to go shoot out into the street. But there was a car blocking the view of the street, and he couldn't see that a car was speeding down the street, and my ex-wife could see that they were going to collide. They were going to. She was screaming for him to stop, but he couldn't hear because her new husband was mowing the lawn right there. She said it was like something out of a nightmare. She said, "I don't know what happened, but he was flying down that steep driveway, got to the bottom, and bounced off of an invisible wall." My friends, Spirit took me outside of time and space. My friends, I'll tell you something that just happened recently. You know, my family home where I raised my kids. And I was at a guy's house working on my motorcycle that lived right across the street from that house. And I pointed, I said, that's where I raised my kids right there. And I said, you know what? I had this feeling, man, I want that house back. And I said, one day I'm going to be your neighbor. You watch. The very next day, the house came up. My friends, and I'm moving in this week, as a matter of fact. And I'll tell you what, that's outside of time and space. God, good, this force, it's not confined by time. And Spirit knew that one day, that day, I was going to speak out that prophecy. So way before, they were already working that out. My friends, so that the day I spoke it was. Same with our song, Asha Is. I said the very next day, someone's going to rush up to me and have a song for us. Very next day, someone rushed up to me with a song for us. My friends, because the Spirit, He's outside of time and space. He can take you outside of time and space. Your magic, your spells can work outside of time and space, and they are powerful. My friends, you don't have to be a victim. You don't have to suffer. You just have to restore God's image. Take in that power. My friends, you'll change this world. My God, I didn't see that coming. What verse are we even on? My God. Verse 3, therefore I long for union with Vohumenu, that God mind, that mind where you and God are one and there's no separation. God is divine health. Sickness can't live in him. I am one with God. Sickness cannot live in me. It better get out or it is going to die, because what else can death do but die? You better flee darkness. I am the light. My friends, I disavow all association with the wrongful, that wrong song, those false gods that lie. Verse 4, those who through their evil intellect promote anger and cruelty with their tongues are but drones among productive people. Their evil deeds have not been defeated yet. It is they who created the false gods which formed the religions of the world. You want to remove from the world. You can do it today, now, from your life. You can remove that wrong song. You can remove the evil and the suffering. But you have to attune yourself, and you cannot fool the power. Doesn't matter what you just say. It's what you are. My friends, you want to be that love that hate, fear, greed, violence cannot enter. You have to be that light that darkness flees from. My friends, you got to be that Spirit, that Mazda. You have to, and how do you do that? Our guide is that Vohumenu. And you must attune. Asha 10 says, what energy am I? And it says now. Do it now. My friends, be it right now. You're going to have to forgive those who never asked for forgiveness. You're going to have to love the unlovable. You're going to have to take in that pure Zoroaster, pure starlight to run out the darkness. You cannot hold the darkness and think you can run it out. You cannot fight what you are in bed with, what you are. If you are angry and jealous and warring, my friends, that's the Spirit, the energy, the God that you have accepted. And you've done that not just by spoken word, but with what you are, what you've received in you. You've got to receive that highest principle of God good. You guys enjoying this? I get so carried away, my friends. Let me know, though. Where are we again? Verse 5, are we? Okay, yeah. Now, wise one, every person who has linked his religion with vohu menu, through devotion and invocation, or again, how do we invoke Mazda? How do we invoke Asha? Right? You be it. You attune yourself to it. You be that love rushes to you. You be that God good rushes to you. You have to be it. Not begging a deity in the sky. Not trying to make deals. I'll do this if you do this. I'll stop doing this if you'll do this. Attune. Only way. Only way. Only way. Only way. You can't cry enough. And think you're going to move some God's heart. You got to tune to that force. You bring that force in and you use that force. And then we live in your dominion. Verse 6. I urge you, wise one and Asha, to tell us what you have in your wisdom of mind, so that we may rightly choose how to proclaim the religion that belongs to the godlike person. And wise one, verse 7, let one listen to it through the vohu menu. This is where we hear, where we see our divine spark, our God mind, vohu menu. Let one listen to it through Asha, the perfect creator's perfect mind. You too, hear it, Lord, which friend, which relative abides by laws and provides a good guidance to the community. Verse 8, this I beg you, wise Lord, grant the best happy union with Asha. Let it be, let Asha be actualized in me and then in the world. Verse 9, the truth-speaking person shall not consider any association with a wrongful. No wrong song, won't hold the wrong song. Because those who have united their conscience in the reward are united in Asha. Verse 10. And wise one, you guard in your abode this good mind, the souls of the Ashavans. All good spirit guards his Ashavans with what he is and with what you are. You become the protection and the protector. You become the provision and the provider. You become Asha, the perfect creator's perfect idea, the power and the freedom. Verse 11. Now the souls of the evil ruling, evil doing, evil speaking, evil conceiving, and evil thinking return back because of their evil luster, because they really dwell in the house of the wrong song. Right? They've taken in those wrong doctrines, those wrong religions, those wrong gods. So now their very frequency, the very energy that they vibrate is creating wrong because they hold the wrong song. We got to go back to the original song, the good song, Asha. Beautiful. All right, so a couple things on my mind. Did you guys enjoy that? That's a powerful one. Asha 13 is always on my mind. And then Yata'ahu today. You know, if God himself prays Yata'ahu, because it's said of that prayer that it removes obstacles, just like we're reading here, removing obstructions, removing obstacles, removing the evil spirit, removing the wrong song. God himself prayed the 21-word prayer, Yata'ahu, to remove the evil spirit. We should too. Is there something you're dealing with in your life that's an obstruction, an obstacle? Maybe it's an outside force. Maybe it's something in you. Maybe it's unforgiveness. Maybe it's an anger issue. Maybe it's an addiction. It's been passed in your very genes and DNA. Not your fault. Maybe it's something that is your fault. You chose. But you know it's not serving you. You need to get it out. It's an obstruction to your happiness, to holding the right song. You're holding the wrong song. I want us to pray Yata'ahu together. And I want you to see the power manifest in you. I want you to hold that right energy. And so if it's whatever the wrong song is, let's put it this way. I want you to hold its counterpart, right? Or the opposite of it. I don't know if counterpart's the right word, but the opposite of it. I want you to hold that right song. If it's a sickness or disease, I want you to hold the opposite. I want you to hold that essence, that vibration, that frequency of divine health and life. And I want you to picture it. And I want you to invoke that energy. I want you to, so what would it feel like if just to feel good in your body, right? I shared stories with you where I'd done it for other people where they had arthritis. So I felt for them. I was moving my joints with no pain and I'm praising God. And I want you to feel it, my friends, with no doubt. Just let Spirit call in that, invoke that force, that health, that wholeness, that harvatat, that emeritat, that God life. I want you to envision where you are that God that evil cannot enter. Pray with me. Yata ahu vario, atara tush, ashat chitacha, vangush dazda manango, shatana mangush, mazdai sharthremchai, ahuraya yim dregubio, dot vasterem. Asha be actualized now. And so it is. Grab your book, go to Asha 13. We're memorizing Asha 13. If I've been through this whole video asking you questions. Go to the comments one more time for me. Let me know, have you memorized Asha 13 yet? Are you serious? Is this the real thing for you? Or is this just another video you guys come across? Did you memorize it yet? I want you to have that memorized. The original word of the good religion is all good comes from the Creator. And as we say, I want you to see this. What else could come from a perfect Creator's perfect mind but perfection? That's our reason to believe. That's our Asha. That's the magic of the magic. Everyone, they love the magic and the miracles. That's the whole thing right there. You have to have a reason to believe. If you can wrap your mind around that, you've got it. So as we say, the original word of the good religion is that all good comes from the Creator and no evil comes from Him. I want you to see that. See it, hear it, know it, understanding it at that heart level. Now remember what we do here? From this original word, the spiritual world is made straight. I want you to actually do the hand gestures and see, as you say that, the spiritual world, my spiritual world is coming into alignment. My energy, my frequency is coming into perfect alignment with God. Where if you look at me, you see God. It's that same energy. And then you're able to say, right? Sickness and disease can't enter God. Evil spirit can't enter God. God is not fearful. You become it. You got to be what you want to see. You got to hold that song, that right song, and it'll remove that wrong song. So do that. Spiritual world made straight. And then we do this, and the material world brought into order. We're speaking our spells. We're seeing it. We're decreeing and declaring it. Manifesting our Asha in the world. Here's the wrong song right here. The original word of false religion, which is most of the world religions you see right now. The original word of false religion is that evil comes from the Creator. And in this false idea is all the evil that creatures suffer because they're singing the wrong song. And they're creating the wrong world with the wrong energy and the wrong idea of God. So we restore God's image back to what it is, just good, right? What does it say right there? Good is good. Bad is bad. It's simple. You know it because you have a divine spark of Fravashi. That God mind. You know what right is. You know those dumb stories and those dumb books weren't good, weren't right. You just didn't know there's anywhere else to go. You're told there's nowhere else to go. That's just what God is. It's just what the world is. Just what you are. Sorry. Right? And maybe when you die, you'll get a reward. We'll see. That doesn't work, does it, guys? We in our hearts, we know there's more for us. It's an injustice for us when we get sick or watch our children suffer, a little puppy wander out in the street. Well, you get to a point where you go, do you know what? No. I'm tired of that song. Right? I'm going to play a new song, a true song. and see a true, real world. Asha, the perfect creator's perfect idea. That's what I want. But to do it, I got to do it now. And you can't fool the power. I got to be it. I got to really be the love. I'm going to have to forgive some people. And part of me wants to just kick their ass, if I'm being honest, right? I'm going to have to let that go. I'm going to have to let that wrong song go if I want to see a change. Or else I'm just fooling myself. Wouldn't that be nice? But you haven't made the choice to restore God's image. Restore your image. Because in truth, it's easy. You come from good spirit. You're a good person. You've just been hurt. You're just tired. You need to heal. You came to the right place to do that, with a community here that loves you, all been through it, going through it at times, right? Always a choice to attune, to invoke that right spirit, to hold that right spirit. It's beautiful. You feel right now there's a peace coming over us right now. It's beautiful. Thank you, good spirit. Thank you, family of light. Thank you, Zoroaster. I feel their gratitude for sharing this message, not letting it go away, for protecting a child. Of course we would. Asha is. We love you, good spirit. We love you, beautiful family of light. I love you, Ashavans. See you next time.